Kitties, what up, what up? Welcome to Primal Scream. This is your host, Nick Graystone. For the next hour, we're going to talk about fantasy, reality, and everything in between. Let's go. Hey, kitties, what up, what up? Welcome to Primal Scream.
What's up, kitties? How you doing? Nick Graystone back into his house. Oh, I am so happy that I'm here because I had such a weird couple of days, but some very fun and interesting couple of days. I guess it's normal for me. So, welcome to Primal Scream. We're going to have an awesome guest tonight. I'm going to bring him out in a little bit. And but before that, I have to just recap these crazy days that I was talking about. So this past weekend, I went back to Jason's Woods with Demon Scar and Sharp Violet and Steven the Not Steves, and we went for our annual October visit to play the awesome Jason's Woods in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This one was a little bit different because we were filming a scene or a couple of scenes for an upcoming, I've been talking about it, the upcoming trauma film, Sweetmeats. So I'm going to play a little video, and we'll discuss it after the video. But without any further ado, here is that video.
Camera rolling. Action and spray. Ah! Ah! And cut.
All right, so that was a behind-the-scenes shot of, it was a blood spray gag. I don't want to give too much away. Basically, Demon Scar gets killed in this film, and me and Jared get sprayed with blood in this scene. And how they set it up was they had a hose hooked up to an air compressor, pushing out about 100 pounds, 100 psi, which is 100 pounds of pressure, of fake blood. So I looked right down the barrel of that hose and got blasted with eye open and took about 100 pounds of pressure of fake blood to the eyeball. I do have pictures. That was about maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes after it happened. As you could see, my eyeball was very bloodshot. But what I did was after we were done filming, because they still had to kill Jared, and they still had to kill me. I went back to the hotel. I kind of flushed it out a little bit, got some eye drops. But then I got concerned because I was driving home on Sunday, and I started seeing kind of like cloudy or whatever. So I wanted to get checked out by the doctor. So I went to an eye doctor, and they told me that I have traumatic iritis, which I also have a picture of my eyeball. Yes, that is not Mars. That is my eye. But I've never even been to Mars. Well, Mars came into my eye, and it was pretty insane. The doctor told me, Dr. Tongue, I stick my tongue out right at you. He was great. But he also told me that any more pressure, I probably would have lost the eye. And I bursted a bunch of vessels in it, and he gave me this little serum that I've been putting in my eyeball every 4 times a day. And for the most part, I don't know if you guys could see, but the eye is clearing up pretty good. You know, it's still remnants of it. He says it's going to probably be like 2 weeks before it's fully clear. But, yes, I have now added Stuntman to my resume for Sweetmeats, the trauma film, which is awesome because, you know what? 10 out of 10 times, I'll do the stunt again. I want to be known as an actor, a producer, a musician, and now a stuntman. Jack of all trades, jack off of all trades, whatever you want to call me. ArmChair Detective, the whole shit. So yeah, so that was kind of cool. But as you saw in the video, I took it like a champ, and like I said, 10 out of 10 times, I'm going to do it again. One of my favorite stuntmen of all time, Kane Hodder, burned 60% of his body during a crazy stunt gone wrong back in the day. And, he went on to play Jason 4 times, and we'll be talking about Kane in a little bit with our guest, so I really don't want to you guys know I love that guy. So anyway, so that was that. Moving forward now from then, on Sunday, I passed down the torch and I brought little Zozo to Schmidt's Farm for the annual Scare Fest. And let me just say that this kid was awesome. She got all dressed up with her daddy. It was a proud daddy moment. We were in the same room in the slaughterhouse. And, she was a little nervous going in, but within 5 minutes, she told me to get into my place and that she was good. And she proceeded to creep the shit out of most of the people that walked through. I guess people just can't deal with little kids and like being creepy. And she was awesome. She was jumping up on the table, screaming at people, singing nursery rhymes. And like I said, I have such good faith in Zoe that she's going to be successful in anything she does. And that's just not me saying that my kid's the greatest, because I know all parents have that. But yeah, my kid is the greatest. And I love that I'm able to share my happy place with her. And she was amazing. Everyone coming up to me saying how awesome she did. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud of her. And she's already begging me to do it again. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe by the end of the season I could bring her in another time. But I know that she's welcome back, as, everyone over there wants to see her do it again. So
what is that? Is that a foot? What
yes,
is that?
it was a fake foot. And she was picking it up. There was also a severed head. And she was just using all the gags and stuff that were around.
That's awesome.
Standing up on the table and screaming, "Die, die, die!" She was yelling this for a few times, and then there was a little lull, because what happens is at Schmidt's, once it gets a little busy in there, it's kind of like a conga line. A lot of people lined up and they're going through. So I went up to her. I'm like, "Zozo, so what, you're saying die, die? What's that all about?" And she's like, "Oh, I got that from Friday the 13th Part 4. Daddy, when Corey Feldman is doing it." And I'm like, holy shit, me and my kid are talking my language. She is telling me she got influenced by a movie that I've been watching my whole life. So, it was so awesome. I teared up. Well, I was, out of that one eye, I was already tearing, but, the other eye, the functioning eye, was working. But, it was pretty awesome. So, today, I went into New York, to New York Comic-Con. Now, usually I'm a horror con guy, and I don't go to New York Comic-Con. It's just not my scene. I'm not putting anybody down that goes there, because I'm a horror nerd. They're comic book nerds, Star Trek nerds, whatever the fuck kind of nerds. We're all nerds in our own sense. But like I said, it's just not my thing. But I did want to go there. I've met Tim Curry before, but my main draw was Susan Sarandon. And I was able to meet both of them today. We did a photo op together. And it was bittersweet to see Tim Curry again. I've met him before. He's in... From the picture, it looks like he's in terrible shape. And yeah, he did have a stroke, but he's out there, meeting fans, and he's still charming as hell. He's Tim Curry, so it was awesome to have that interaction. And, Susan Sarandon gets a bad rap. She's outspoken, she became kind of like a political asshole, if you will, in the last decade or so. So I was kind of nervous on meeting her, but all I have to say is that she was absolutely sweet, and she is still beautiful. That's exactly what I said to her. When I first walked in, I was like, "Susan, I just have to tell you, you're just as beautiful as you were as the day that I fell in love with you when I was a kid." And she's like, honey, I wish I can hear that all the time. And I'm like, well, if you want me around all the time, I could, no problems giving you compliments and stuff. And she's like, you're too sweet. So she asked if I wanted her to sign my name to like what I had signed. I gave her a poster from Rocky Horror. And I said, no, one day I'm going to pass this down to my kid, and I don't want her to have 100 autographs with the name Nick on it. And she's like, oh, so how old's your daughter? So I'm like, oh, she's going to be 9. So she's like, so I want to know, like, when's a good time to show a Rocky Horror? So I was like, well, I already showed her Rocky Horror a couple times. She's actually seen shadowcasts of it, and she knows the songs and everything. Some of the stuff goes over her head, and she's like, wow. And I'm like, well, I was, probably around the same age when I saw it, so she was ready to see it. I thought it was like a good introduction because she's into musicals and stuff, and it was cool to have that little conversation with her, and that was it. I got out of New York City before sun came down. I did the other crime podcast before with Christine, and now I'm back doing Primal Scream. So, yeah, like I said, it was a quick wrap-up for what I did the last couple of days. I'm happy I still have the eye. But I want to bring on my guest. Is he on yet? No. Wow. Did he stand me up? Let me see where he is right now. I'm going to hit him up. It's Peter Anthony. He is a actor, director, stuntman. He has a couple of different films that he's been working with several alumni guests through the Friday the 13th franchise. Let me see what's going on over here.
You want to do the song and then?
Yeah?
You want to do that and then you can try and track them down while the song's on?
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so you know what I'm going to do is, while I try to track down Peter Anthony, I am going to put on a song right now by one of my friends, Ricky Rochelle. He's in a band called the New Rochelles, and they're a Long Island outfit. And this song is called Breezy. And here you go. We'll talk about it when we come back. This is Breezy by the New Rochelles.
Fast on the parkway by the beach. That's how I know you're not far out of reach. Eating donuts near the lighthouse that blinks. When I drop you up at home it really stinks. And it's breezy when the wind blows you to me. Breezy, let the wind blow you to me. Know you like me but you're playing hard to get. On a Friday night I get kinda upset, but now you're saying all the right things. I can't wait for what tomorrow brings. And it's breezy when the wind blows you to me. Breezy, let the wind blow you to me. The air is still tonight. I'm lonely when the clock strikes midnight. I wanna be caught in your breeze, yeah. You make me come alive. Never again will I go inside. Eternally feeling your breeze. I'm stupid cause I told you your appeal. Gotta find out if it's truly real. I see this happen again and again. Maybe you're the one who'll make it till the end. And it's breezy when the wind blows you to me. Breezy, let the wind blow you to me. Breezy when the wind blows you to me. Breezy, let the wind blow you to me.
All right, guys. So that was the Young Rochelles off their sophomore LP, Kick to the Curb, that's coming out on November 10th, 2023, on the record label Sounds Rad. Ricky Rochelle is the drummer and the vocals. Rookie Rochelle is the bassist, and Rocky Rochelle is the guitar and backup vocals. It was recorded at Tomato Farm Studio in Freeport, New York, produced and engineered and mixed by Craig Tamayo, and mastered by Justin Perkins at Mystery Room Mastering. So definitely check out the Young Rochelles and Ricky Rochelle as they are on Spotify, Bandcamp. They're on Facebook and Instagram. The link for the band is at the Young Rochelles, and Ricky Rochelle is at Ricky Rochelle, and that's ROCHELLE. All right, we're still trying to get Peter on right now. Tony, if we're able to call him on the phone, or he could call into the studio.
Yeah, let's text me his number. We'll call him.
Yeah?
But I'd love to get the Zoom working.
We're having a little technical difficulty with the Zoom right now. I'm texting Peter right now for his phone number, so maybe we can have like the phone interview. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's all good. So, yeah, we're gonna bring it once we bring Peter on. It's gonna be a cool interview because, like I said, he has a new movie that's coming out right now. It's called Smile. It's an Indiegogo funded film, and it's pretty cool. He does have a bunch of different stars that are going to be in the movie. He's also looking for new actors too. He has a post out about it, and also this other movie that I just watched of his, Roseblood. It's a Friday the 13th fan film, so it's going to be pretty cool when we talk to him about it, because a lot of fan films, just from my perspective, when they put them out, I'm not putting down anybody. The quality of the film is not good, but that's not the case with these. You know, they're done very well. It's really it really boils down to three key elements for a fan film to work. You know, you have to have the good acting in it. You have to have a strong storyline, and I feel like the music also that is in the film is the driving force. Some of these movies actually hire some of the original composers, and that's like, I feel like that puts you miles down the road as far as quality in a film when you have somebody that is a seasoned vet like that could write a score to a movie, that can drive a movie, you know, like Harry Manfredi and and Carpenter. Like, I talk about John Carpenter all the time. Try watching Halloween without that score. The movie's not the same, Same thing with Friday the 13th. Like, those movies, all those movies have amazing score. It keeps the suspense going on. And that's how I felt when I watched this movie, Roseblood. It stars Lar Park Lincoln from Friday the 13th Part 7, and also Terry Kaiser, who also is in a cult classic film, Weekend at Bernie's. He plays actually Bernie Lomax. But he was also he was with Lar in Friday the 13th Part 7. So they bring back those characters, and it's kind of cool that they extend that storyline. So Tony's working on this right now to get Peter to come onto the show. It's pretty cool that we're gonna bring him on as well, because he has you can see that he's a fan, because he's just like me. He goes to these conventions. He's been interacting with these people that he looks up to, and now he's bringing something to the table. And that's something that, personally for me, that's something that I want to do. I've always wanted to bring out what I have to show, as far as me going to support them all these years. Then now it's kind of like I could go to the convention and have something to offer somebody that's looking for somebody up and coming, So how's it going, brother?
I'm working on it.
Yeah?
I'm working on it. All right, hang on. I think I'm going to have him in a second. Hang on.
Uh-oh. I see his name.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
There he is.
All right, hang on. Hang on.
Awesome.
Fucking fuck.
Is that you, my brother?
Yeah, but hang on. I need a second to set him up. Hang
All
on.
right, yeah. So Tony, I'm sorry about the delay with that, bro.
Can you hear me in this thing here?
I can hear you. Yes.
Wait. Is it farther now?
No, I can hear you pretty good.
I can't hear you.
You can?
I'm gonna have to go back to my mic thing for some weird reason. Let me try this here.
Yeah, I can hear you. I could see you. You just had up a screen.
Yeah, no, it's not working. It's pissing me the fuck off, bro. So I'm just gonna go with a regular mic and this shit. Now I don't see you on TV no more, though.
Did you see me for a second?
Yep.
You see me now?
Hold on. Now I got you.
Okay.
There's two of me on here.
Really? Double the pleasure.
Yeah. I think I'm seeing
Recording in progress.
Uh-oh.
what you're.
Don't worry about
putting
that.
out,
Keep
right?
going. Yep. You're good.
We're good?
Yep.
You can hear me? I can hear you?
Yeah. Well, just so you know, you're showing two of me on your screen.
No, we're not seeing that, so don't worry.
No, we're not
Okay.
seeing that. You're seeing that.
Weird. All right.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming on, man. This is awesome.
Hey, yeah. Thanks for having me.
So this is, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay, but this is Peter Anthony in the flesh. Well, in the cyber world right now. But before I even introduce you, I just wanted to say congratulations. I just saw that you won some award that was on your page that you posted about the Golden Hand.
Horror Fest Golden Globe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. So I see it's like a best supporting actor role for the Fall of Camp Blood.
Correct. Yeah, there it is.
All right, awesome. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what was this project?
The Fall of Camp Blood was another fan film we did. Riley Lorden is the director and the writer.
Okay.
And it was after part 4. 4 is my favorite
Ted White.
of all time. So we did Vengeance 1. And then he contacted me and said, hey, you want to help out promote with Fall of Camp Blood? And I said, yeah. He's like, hey, can you act? I'm like, I think I can. And I played James Deere, which is Rob Deere's brother.
Okay.
From part 4. And we did the movie. And they gave that award. Adrian King won that award. A bunch of like cool people won that award.
Yeah, I wrote a list down. It's like Eric Roberts, Linda Blair, Adrian King, Carolyn Williams, and Christina Leese. Dude, that's some names in the horror game right there for sure.
The thing is, I posted that a little while ago.
Yeah.
Just the picture of me being happy about it. But then they took it and put it on their own page and promoted it. And I didn't even know they were going to do that, which is so cool, you know?
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome, dude. Like, congratulations on that. That's pretty huge, dude. That's also, it's probably humbling for. I look at you as like a fan like me that go to these conventions and stuff, and now you're cutting your teeth in the same genre that you grew up watching. Because obviously, dude, you're a fan when you boil it down, right?
Yeah, I mean, you watched Rosebud, like how many homages we paid to the other films.
Dude, I was just talking about Rosebud. Like I said, man, like these movies, like fan films, the majority of them that they're put out, they're just. I don't know. Like, I feel like they're just not executed properly because people don't have either a good story or good acting in it, or something is amiss. But there's certain ones that come through, like Rosebud, and it's really like I really enjoyed it. I watched it with my kid, and it was cool to see some of the characters from Part 7 making a return in the film.
From Part 9.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's so cool. Like that's what I felt like. It was like part 7, part 9, like the storyline to it.
Part X, because
Jason X, right?
Crystal Lake facility. In fact, the beginning when it goes across the scene, that's the same font we took from X.
Oh, okay. See, that's That's what I'm saying. Like, that's key because fans remember that stuff, especially some of these fan films that I've seen, not specifically in this one. There's one out there called Victim No More, and they have Harry Manfredi. He does the score for that. Dude, that's killer, bro. If you're going to have somebody in there that can drive a movie, because I feel like the music is big.
He did the score for Roseblood and Vengeance 1.
Okay.
I don't know if he did Victim. Did he do Victim No More? I know.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And then I saw Harry when I saw you. And
that's when we first officially met, right?
Yeah. Well, he signed the Roseblood Blu-ray when I was there. He's a great guy. He called me the other day out of nowhere. He's like, if you hear him talk, he talks like this, Peter. And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He's like, I'm in LA. I just got a rental car. I wanted to see if the Bluetooth works. So I'm calling you. I'm like, okay.
So probably Anthony
like,
was the first one that came up in his phone.
Yeah, probably. And I'm like you. I'm like, grew up. I mean, all the movies we worked with, Steve Dash, with C.J. Graham, Tom Matthews, Tom McLaughlin. I'm such a huge fan. And then these moments like that happen. And I'm like you. I'm just a huge fan. I'm like, I can't believe sometimes you pinch yourself. You're like, holy shit, I can't believe this guy's calling me.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. You mentioned Steve Dash, man. Like, that's one of my favorites too, dude. Like Part 2. I love that Jason. That portrayal of Jason. It has like that animalistic still. And it's funny how I met Steve Dash. I went to Chiller Theater. This is going back. It's got to be like 15 years ago. And Ted White was there and Ken Kerslinger as well. And Steve Dash was in the middle of them. So I got my mask signed by Ken and by Ted, and I started walking away. And Steve Dash goes, hey, what about me? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm Steve Dash. I'm the real Jason in Part 2. And I'm like, no, you're not. Warrington Galletti is. And he goes, no, that guy was the guy that you saw his face. 95% of the rest of the movie is me. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes. And he showed me all the pictures on his table. And he's like, that's me, and that's me, and that's me. And I'm like, so Warrington really was the guy that jumped through the window at the end and you saw his face. And he goes, yes. And I was going to do that too because he wasn't, this is back when him and Warrington kind of like, they had a little thing for a little bit, but he kind of like squashed it. But he was back then, he was
really
very vocal.
It, bro.
He never really did, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess in public he did.
Yeah.
But no. But he was like, he almost did.
Jump. He swung on a crane. You could tell, right?
Right. They said that they put him on like a thing. So so I met him that way, and then a couple of weeks later, I'm like at a fair in Massapequa Park because I live on Long Island, and he owned a taxi stand. And I'm walking around, and he's at the taxi stand, and he has his autographs out. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? And he's like, well, this is my real job. This is what I do. I'm not an actor still, But then he started, like, going to these conventions, and he got more opportunities. And sadly, he passed away recently, last couple of years. But every time he remembered my face. And, like, there's a picture I wanted to show people right now because it's like you go to these conventions, and you interact or whatever. And I have a picture of Kane Hodder, and it looks like he's fucking with you a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put that up right now.
Yeah.
Right? Kane Hodder is like one of the ultimate ball busters, but the dude's all heart.
People my buddies went down to Texas and did that sign with him and sent it to me. People like, aren't you mad that he's fucking with you? I said, you don't understand anything. The fact that he's busting your balls means he loves you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, all the time.
Like, that's an honor to me right there.
Right?
Yeah.
I make it a point where I've known, like, he was one of my first meets at conventions, so I make it a point to go to his table all the time, and I'm so loud when I go to his table, and I kind of make passes at him, and just to see the reaction to get a rise out of him, and he's just like, oh, fuck, they let this guy out of the asylum again. Like, didn't I get a restraining order against you? And, it's pretty funny, man. Like, I love Kane, dude. I love seeing him. I'm going to actually see him this weekend. I'm going to the Famous Monsters Con over in King of Prussia. And
he's doing the multiple outfits. 3 different days.
He's doing Part 7 on Friday. I believe he's doing Goes to Hell on Saturday, and I think he's doing 8-bit on
Retro.
yeah, the retro one.
I have
on,
I have the first retro he ever did, which was in Mad Monster, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out there with him with that.
See,
Back to Steve Dash. And
Yeah.
Steve Dash died during Vengeance 1 at the end. He didn't tell us. We flew to Florida to film his scene. He checked himself out of a hospital. We didn't even know. His son didn't even know. And did the scenes, went back to the hospital because he checked himself out. They had to take his leg. They took his leg, and then he died like 3 days later. Basically 2 weeks after the film was done, he died. We were like so devastated. There's a behind the scenes right now with Vengeance 2. I'll send you the link where we flew down Steve Dash's grandson. And in Vengeance 2, there's a sack Jason, and it shows how he came to be. That's Steve Dash's grandson.
Wow.
And we flew his whole family down. And during that moment, everybody was crying on set. We did a whole behind the scenes on it.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that, dude.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And bro, my first time going to a convention, I had my knee replaced, right?
Right.
And 2015, and there was a Rock and Shock. Remember Rock and Shock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. I've never been to a convention, never collected all this stuff, never collected anything. And I said, I'm going to go. I go there, and I'm kind of still limping. I had blood clots, and I had to have filters put in and all kinds of shit. And I'm in line, and he sees me. And I was like 10 years ago, I was lifting more and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, look at the Rock's in line. He's like busting my balls. I get to the line, I meet him. I'm like somewhat nervous. I have like 6 things for him to sign. He signs them all, doesn't charge me anything, bro. And then I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, nah, we're fucking good. I go to the next show. He remembers me, puts me next to him at his table. And then from then on, I'm PD. And now I hang out with him. I'll drink with him. We'll do dinner with him. We talked on email, and we're like, friends. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Why me? It's like, what the fuck? I don't even understand. But
It
it's
just
like a
goes
dream
to
come
show
true.
you the type of, dude, it just goes to show you the type of guy he was.
Yeah, because most people say they meet their heroes and they're assholes.
No, that's the case when you go to these horror conventions, man. Like, most of these people are there because they want to meet us, and they want, they're interested in, like, our story, like what brought us there, That's funny. I was going to ask you, like, what was your first convention? So that was it, 2015 Mad Monster?
No, Rock and Shock.
Rock and Shock, okay.
Yeah. Then I think like a year after, then I went to Chicago for his part 7. And then I think I went to Mad Monster, Arizona.
Okay.
I had a huge tournament for the video game. We had like 16 different countries, like 100 different teams, gave out like $5,000, and he did a shout out for it too. For the
that's so awesome.
Yes, I'm like, and then we should tell the audience. I met you. I think I was talking to somebody else, and then you kind of overheard it, and then you kind of, I don't know if you knew the movie or whatever, right? Something like that. When we met.
Yeah, you were on my radar because of the fight scene that you had with Jason Brooks in the first film.
Yeah.
So I knew of you, and then I'm like, it's got to be the same guy, because there's you look just like, like.
Yeah.
But that's cool, dude. Discuss that a little bit. That fight scene with Jason, man. That was like that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love the Rosebud. So long story short, I was part of another film I was marketing. Jason Brooks saw the marketing there, brought me on board. It was actually called Mythos at one point, and then we changed it to Vengeance. Long story short, 61 days later, he raised like 50 grand. Yeah, there's the picture there. And we were trying to get Kane hotter for that scene, and Kane won't do a non-SAG film. So Jason Brooks, and then we tried to get Steve, and Steve said, I'm too sick to travel. So then we turned him into Officer Riolotti. So long story short, Jason Brooks goes, hey, there's a head prisoner open. You want it? I think because like he thought I earned it, So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll fucking take it. And that happened there. There was a whole fight scene. I have the behind the scenes. They cut it all out. We actually fight. I throw punches at him, everything.
Really?
Yeah, they cut it out.
So what did they trim it to? Like, there's only like a little part of it? There's not like even like more?
There's like only like behind the scenes on a camera. Like, I don't know why. They tried to rush it. And then like he had a spike coming through his chest, and he picks me up in the air and puts me through the spike. It actually worked out pretty good because I didn't die, and the fans kind of liked that scene so much that we ended up killing me at the end of that scene in Vengeance 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man.
I love the picture too. People are like, aren't you mad that he makes you look small? I'm like, no, man, he's fucking Jason. He's supposed to look like that.
Right. Well, it depends what, the Jason that you're looking for, because through the years, just like just like with Halloween, Michael Myers progressively got bigger and bigger as it went on,
Yeah,
But,
they all did.
Yeah, they all did. I mean, except Freddy,
Yeah.
because it's only, one Freddy. But yeah, definitely. Leatherface, too. Leatherface was just a portly guy in the beginning, and then he turned into Bernarski.
In the game, he's 6'7", 320.
Is he?
My buddy works for Gun Media, so Riley Lorden from Slash and Cast. And if you look at it, you put them side by side, he's humongous in the game. He's 6'7", 320.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
I know Bernowski, he was like 6'3", 265. The remake 2003?
Yeah.
He was in the program and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him years ago at a convention. He was fine with me. There's horror stories about him, but
tons of horror stories about him.
But
There's tons of horror stories about Savini too, and I got along great with him.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like, I remember going to meet him for the first time, and they're like, be wary of him. He's kind of like a dick, but
Yeah.
dude, like, I met him before he was cool. I even brought Zozo to go meet him, and he let Zozo sit at his table. Like, when that happens, man, like, that's the best for me. Like, when she has the interaction, and like, there was a day, it's nothing to do with Friday the 13th, but there was another time we went to Chiller Theater, and she was working the table with Jeffrey Voorhees from Jaws, who plays Alex Kittner. And she sat at this table for like 2 hours, and she was like selling the pictures with him and stuff, and like she still talks about it. Even at that thing where we met, that thing at the Camp Crystal Lake, she was working Adrian's table for about an hour. And like
Nobi Bosco.
Yeah, like Chris and Stacy, who from C&V Promotions. Shout out to them. They love Zozo. They've seen her grow through the years and stuff, and they're always like, "We're kidnapping her for the day. Don't worry, we'll return her at the end of the day, but we want her to interact with these people and
Dude,
stuff."
that's the other thing. Me, you, and her. I forgot we were in the camp speech again.
Dude, how awesome was that?
That was fun. Remember how pissed he got because people were talking?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He he totally broke character. Stop talking.
Yeah.
That was so good. Just to give you guys an idea what we're talking about, the infamous the speech that John Fury from Part 2 does about Jason, like warning the camp counselors about me and Peter when we met. That was one of the ops that they had. It was a special thing. It was a picture they take in a video of us sitting around a campfire and the actor reciting line for line the speech he talks about Jason.
Paul.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Paul.
give it to you straight about Jason.
Right. And we did this, and there's a cool picture. Man, I wish I would have brought it up to post, but I'll post it later.
Facebook.
Yeah, the video is up on Facebook. It's pretty awesome. So, dude, what was the first horror movie you saw as a kid where that changed your life?
I don't remember the first. I mean, Jason was it. I mean, that I can remember that really changed me. That The Exorcist is still my number one film, just because I don't care what anybody says. No film could ever have the cultural impact that had now, especially now. But when I was a kid, I didn't have a TV in my room. My parents had. Remember back in the day, like the only way you could see bad movies was have HBO or like USA Up All Night really late or something
Rod
like that.
the
So I remember, yeah, bro. I used to pretend to go pee, and I would sneak downstairs and I would watch like USA Up All Night or HBO, like Friday 13th, and I would make a little paper mask. I was like 6 years old in a basement, and I would put it on and I would watch these films. And and I tell people all the time, I know you agree, back in the day, that wasn't cool. Today, it's kind of sexy to be like a horror fan and stuff. It's a cool thing.
Oh,
back in the day, our parents, when they were like that, you were a weirdo. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So and I was like, what do you mean? He's awesome. Like, I wanted to be him. And then I used to be a bodybuilder. Remember Part 3, we had the big traps and everything. I always loved that Jason, the side of him, like the unstoppable monster,
Dude, it wasn't back in the day to be a horror fan. I remember my teacher found a Fangoria that I had in my bag when I brought it to school. And she called my mother, and she was like, wanted me to go to like the school therapist. And she's like, your son's reading this stuff. my mom was like, at least he's reading. Like, dude, my mom was cool, bro. She let me like, she's just like, just don't kill fucking dead, animals and stuff, or like your classmates, and you're fine, And I wasn't. People always said that about me. Yeah, I was into crazy shit, but I was a nice kid, but I just was always fascinated by it.
Came from that magazine, because if you were a makeup artist or an FX and you wanted to be one, everybody got that magazine and saw how it was done. That made so many people go into that field.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. You never know how many brains it sparked over the years. Yeah. If it wasn't for Fangoria, and Gore Zone.
And it's not like today where we all know what movie's coming out, when it's coming out, the release date. You didn't know that back then.
Oh, no.
Sometimes Fangoria would come out and you'd see Jason 5 on the cover. You'd be like, well, there's another
shit,
one. You had no idea.
Dude, speaking of which, I remember this. It's not about Jason. I remember clear as day. I was in the movie theater. I do not even remember the movie I was seeing, but I'm sitting in the movie theater. All of a sudden, this little tricycle comes out, and it's trailing blood, and it starts melting, and then it turns around, and then all of a sudden, you see the paper mache Elm Street house, and boom, that glove comes up, and they're like, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, coming soon. I fucking lost my shit. I'm like, no way. I'm like, fucking Friday, like a new fucking Freddy movie coming out. Dad, when's it coming out? Like, losing it. That was just how it was. These kids these days are so spoiled with the shit that they see everything before the movie comes out.
Bro, remember, like, during that period, literally every month, we got another Freddy, another Jason, another Michael, another fucking Chucky, another fucking Pinhead, and that, like, they just rolled out with classic after fucking classic back then. Right now, I think is similar to that time. I think this is the hottest time now. You got video games, you got TV shows, you have movies, you have franchises being around. Horror is A24. Horror is back in now like it's never been before since.
It's up. It's huge. It's mainstream
through the roof, dude.
Yeah. Even like look at the box office returns that these movies are making. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. Talk to Me, like little YouTubers.
I still have not seen Talk to Me, and everyone's telling me that it was good.
Movie of the year.
Really?
Movie of the year. Horror movie of the year for sure.
I have to go. I definitely have to go check that out. You saw The Exorcist last week, right?
Yes.
You weren't into it.
No. You?
Yes, I liked it. The reason I liked it, I feel like everyone's putting this franchise, not movie, the franchise of The Exorcist on this pedestal where, the first one obviously is the classic. It's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Like you said, the cultural impact and all that.
3 was good.
3 was really good.
Really good. Yeah.
I wasn't a fan really of the prequels, and Part 2 is a fucking mess.
My God.
It's a disaster. So
just a race.
Going into this, I had the lowest bar possible. Sure, there are like eye-rolling parts to the movie, and I feel like the eye-rolling parts have Ellen Bernstein in it. Like her whole thing, I felt like kind of took the movie down a notch. I thought the acting of the little girls were really good. I really liked the story. And I really like what they talk about with the religious elements and like the message that they wanted to come across. I thought that was cool.
Here's my take on it. So first of all, the first half or first act or two, I thought was great. Like, you really were scared when the girls were lost. I love that whole angle. Everyone's been a parent, and you're like, oh, my child's lost. What the hell am I gonna do?
Right.
That whole thing worked. What they were doing out there, they kind of hid. You're like, okay, maybe we don't know. Then once they find him, I thought that scene was great. They had to, violate her to make sure she wasn't raped, and that made sense because they didn't know where they were, and all that stuff happening. They were building that so good. I thought the father, by the way, was the best actor by far.
He was great.
He was great.
Yeah.
And then it got like super corny, and then the neighbors are like cliche, and then the religious neighbors are just idiots, and the father at the end, and then the fact that I don't like the whole spiritual, like, different religions coming together. And the only reason why I say that is because it's only in the Christian religion does that come true. That'd be like Christians going into Serpent and Rainbow. No, that's voodoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it didn't go.
You
and
mean
then
like combining the forces?
yeah, because they
Yeah.
tried to grab different people. It was just trying to hit different demographics.
I didn't think about that. It was like an A-team at the end.
Yeah. But Ellen Burstyn, what a waste, man. They wasted her so bad in that movie. And then at the end, the third act, it just kind of falls apart. The other parents are terrible actors. The priest, what the hell was he? Not the priest, the preacher. What was he doing? The priest, they had like last minute comes in. That I don't know. It just didn't have that feel that I wanted. And I went in low expectations. I went in low.
Yeah. I feel like it was like a WB Exorcist movie. You know what I mean? Like the CW, like or whatever it is. Like the
it's like Evil Dead Rises, where and I like the Evil Dead Rise. I just didn't love it. It's where they showed most of the best scenes during the trailer.
That's, you know what? Evil Dead Rises, I don't think should have been called an Evil Dead film, but I want to talk about that with the spoilers in trailers. Like when Halloween 2018 came out and they have that scene where Michael comes out of the closet to attack the girl, why the fuck did they show that in the trailer? They gave away like such a great scare. Like these trailers are 2-3 minutes long now. It's too much. They show the best parts of the movie in those trailers.
The reason why, they just want to get people in the audience to get money. They don't really care if it ruins the film as long as they get the money from you. And back to trailers again. There's this new fad in the last 10 years or so. They shoot scenes for trailers that'll never be in the movie. The last Transformers, 40% of the film wasn't in the trailer. Wasn't in the film.
Really?
In Michael Halloween Kills. Remember, she had the knife and she was going down. I'm going to end Michael. That never was even in the film. Aliens versus Predator. There's certain things they shoot just for promotional purposes that aren't in the film. That pisses me off.
Is it because I don't know? Like are they making fools out of us?
I don't know. And Evil Dead Rise, man, the girl was so good. I thought the premise was good. They paid homage, Don, dead by Don, dead by Don, the eyeball in the mouth. It just it was really good. It just wasn't great.
Did you pick up Bruce Campbell's voice in it?
Yeah.
On the record, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm big on that. Just like the remake in 2009, the original grandfather clock, the original pendant. And when the door kicks open, you're all gonna die. That's from part 1.
Yeah,
they actually took it and reinvigorated it.
I liked, you know what? I like 2009 for what it is. I like the gore in it and stuff.
Loved it.
I wasn't too crazy. I call that the heroin one. It's just like she's trying to get through her detox or whatever, and that's half of the movie. But I actually like the 2009 Evil Dead better than the last one.
For sure.
Yeah. But if I had to pick out of the last 20 years any of the Evil Dead stuff, I like the show. I thought the show was good.
I got the show like third all time. The show, the third season was the weakest of the 3 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. It started off great.
Yeah, man, it was good. Plus, I'm a huge fan of Kelly, dude. I think.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Oh.
Yeah, she fits right in with the convention crowd, man.
Yeah,
she's very nice. She's just
rough-edged.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely cool.
She's almost like a New Yorker.
Yes. It's almost like, you know what? Like I like interacting now with the Terrifier people. The Terrifier people at conventions are fun, man. Whatever Terrifier is going to turn into. I mean, right now it's big.
Yeah, I was with them at Connecticut Horror Fest. I was a guest at Connecticut Horror Fest.
Yeah,
and I wanted to meet. Oh man, I forgot her name. The girl with the wings.
Oh, Lauren.
Yeah, because Steve Barton is the producer on my next film too, and he was a producer on Terrifier 2.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, I got to meet Lauren, dude. So I just went over there, bro. She is a tiny little thing.
Yeah. No, I met her, and they did a thing at Oaks a couple last year. It was her, the kid from the second one, Elliot. He also does like the interviews with the rock stars, punk little people or something.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. David.
What's his name? Howard. Yeah, he played Art the Clown, and then Damien. They were all there. And the girl that does the in part 2, she sings.
Oh yeah.
She's been doing it a lot. She's gonna be singing that song for the rest of her life, dude.
Who cares, right?
Who cares? It's awesome, Just like the Happy Camper song, dude. I really wish. Speaking of which, I wish that Pamela Springsteen did conventions, man. That's like one of my bucket list girls from
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3.
Speaking of Connecticut Horror Fest, did you see the video where I got Kane the bottle with the insignia on it?
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, he never reacts like so. The fact that he reacted like that, usually he just busts my balls. But I thought that was pretty cool that he actually asked me afterwards how I did it. I'm like, dude, if you go to their site, you can get it done. You know?
Yeah. I can't wait to see him this week, man. I haven't seen him. I'm gonna probably say in almost 2 years, so I'm looking forward to like hanging out with him again and seeing what busted his balls or whatever. So
How far is that Prussia from you?
it's like 2.5 hours. Not that bad. Monster Mania is also having their last show at Hunt Valley, and I used to love going into that venue and stuff. But my buddy Chris Ott, who does London 1888 and Monster Heel, he's part of the production crew for the Famous Monsters, and he's always supported me with like my band and stuff. And I really want to be there for him for this weekend because this is like their first convention. And plus, I've met Ozzy, but I want to go see him again, So it'll be a good time.
Hey, I gotta tell you something, bro. I just posted that there's auditions. I mean, it's like last minute. 3 weeks, and I have to 3.5 weeks, and I'm shooting Laugh. I need an 8 to 12-year-old girl to play little Alexi in the movie. I think I should send the lines to you, and Zozo should read it. She has to try to do there's not too many lines, but a little Russian accent, and I would love for her to read for it. What do you think?
I would, dude. It would be an honor if it's
She
doable
just has
for
to say
me.
Papa and something else in a Russian. I have a dialect coach also that I pay, and I could have them work with her too. And I'll send her the slides, send you the slides, have her record herself and read it. We do wardrobe, everything. It's a huge part. I don't have that part filled yet. The opening scene is in Russia in 1976 in Siberia.
Really?
And yeah, dude, it is a very powerful scene. And the guy was taken over by the clown. He's got like half his face burnt off in his eye, and the KGB is in there. It's a great. I have all the KGB outfits, and it's a phenomenal scene. I just need a Russian girl to say like, "I'm scared." I forgot the lines, and like, "Papa, no." And it's in the movie. I think she'd be perfect for it because she's a little sassy thing.
Yeah, she is, man. She's a little firecracker.
Yeah.
Dude. I would love that, man. That would be awesome. What would you say in 3 weeks?
It's November 6th. Is that Monday, November 6th in Wallingford, Connecticut? So New Haven.
Okay. Let me send it to me. I'll talk to her mom. I know they're going away the end of October, but I think she should be back for that. And if she is, I will definitely. And if I'm sure she'll nail it. I have no doubt that she would. So
yeah, that'd be so great to get her involved. See, it sucks, bro. For us, is that when we were that age, we didn't have anything like this.
No.
I don't know how old are you, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm gonna be 46 in December.
I'm 47.
All right.
So yeah,
we're the same, man.
we're the same. Yeah,
that's awesome. So speaking of for Smile,
Laugh.
Okay, so talk about Laugh, man. Like, what's this about?
So Laugh is man, there's so many things. It's hard to like get into it. Basically, it's a demonic entity, right? He looks different every time. So sometimes he looks like a clown. Sometimes he looks like different versions of that clown. And that's Terry Kaiser from Weekend at Bernie's, also Roseblood.
Awesome.
And it's a long story short. I play a guy who was in Afghanistan, who's a war hero, and it's a descent into madness. And there's so many things going on. It's really hard to explain, but he basically has here. So my stepson was taken from me, meaning like he's still alive, but his mother took him and she's a drug addict and I don't see him. It's a big, sad part of my life. And it's in this movie, he has a son who eventually is really taken from him. And there's a descent into madness. And there's so much around it. There's his history of why he can't laugh. There's his father, who is also a war guy. There's this demonic possession clown. There's his interactions with his agent. He's a great actor. He goes to the Oscars at the end. At the Oscars, we're going to have Kane Hodder give away. They're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Kane Hodder. So, like, this huge scope of film, that we're trying to make this really, really big, go to the movie theaters, everything. So there's so much more. If I get excited, I'll tell you like a scene. It'll take like 20 minutes.
Wow.
But it's a descent into madness, and it really hits home with like the human condition, and everybody I think can relate to it. There's
No,
beautiful
totally,
scenes.
dude.
We have a club scene that hundreds of people in the club, and then there's a play on stage. You ever been to like a really nice New York club and they'll do like a play, a stage play, like a not a stage play, but like a performance at midnight? You know,
Yeah, I guess like what, like a Hammerstein Ballroom type, or
yeah,
like Webster
or even
Theater.
back in the day, like going to ecstasy clubs and they would.
Oh
do
yeah, like Limelight. Yeah.
Yes, bro. Factory, all that.
Yeah.
So that kind of show, but there's no words, and the music just and the Jason's playing the devil, Jason Brooks, and he meets a girl and he gets married and they have a kid and the kid dies. It's like a parallel to what's going on in this character. While that's happening, he's in the bathroom. While that's happening, Terry's dealing with the clown, kind of like Star Wars, jumping back and forth. That scene is phenomenal. So I'm trying to go like super grand, super big story, a descent into madness that everybody can like follow or make sense.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks.
So it's really a take on mental health as well.
Yeah, if you look at that poster, he's at the Oscars. See that?
Let me see from over here.
So the
I
two
was looking
columns
at
to the right,
yeah.
yeah, and the audience in the front, he's at the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's him in the military uniform because he was a military hero. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Wow,
Yeah.
that's I like different types of films like this. Like, it's an original idea. I think it's something that more movies should bring light to, when they deal with that. Like you said, the human condition. It's also like to talk about mental health, man. It's something that's like relevant. It's a big thing.
I just saw a stat. There's 6,000 soldiers that died in war since 9/11. We've lost 6,000 between Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan, all that shit. Since then, 145,000 have killed themselves. So
shit, dude.
The world can only take away 6,000 of our soldiers, but we took away 145,000. That's
because we couldn't be there for those guys to the capacity that they needed.
Yeah, and in a way too. I mean, I'm sure it's happened in World War I and II. You just didn't keep stats or didn't know or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But just you don't come back the same.
You don't. You really don't, man. I mean, like, even you don't even have to go there. Like, I have people that I know that were here that were on cleanup crew for 9/11, and it's affected them. Like, and that's down the block from us. That's like, close to home. It's not over there, like, ugh.
Even the self-worth of it. And I thought First Blood did a great job of that. When he says, back there I was driving $1 million machines. I was somebody. Back here I can't even hold down a goddamn job. It's the same. I think that part of it is huge too, almost like an athlete retiring.
Yeah.
Where you had all this power and all this stuff, and now like you could barely get a job at Walmart. I think that's part of it too.
I love the original First Blood. It's not what Rambo turned into, like the big action movie or whatever it turned into, like the franchise. The original First Blood, like many people don't know about the movie, but there's only one person that's killed in that movie, and it's an accident.
Right.
And it's not like,
and it's his own fault.
It's his own fault. You're right.
Yeah.
It's just, I love Stallone, dude. Like I praise him, and I feel like that's some of his best acting in that movie. Like
the shine box at the end, he tells the story about the shine box.
Oh,
being ripped.
dude, it's great.
Yeah.
I saw that way too young. I feel like I couldn't appreciate it as much as I do watching it now, because maybe about a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I remember sitting down watching it, and I actually wept at the end of that movie, dude. Like it hit me. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's just like
we put that in Roseblood. Commandeer to Raven, talk to me, Johnny.
Yes.
We have that in Roseblood. I put that in there because I love the movie so much.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's great that you pay homage to these things, and like it's subliminally put out there,
Yeah. And one more thing about Roseblood. At the end, spoiler, but he has a face off with Michael, right?
Right.
If you look at that kills list on the top, Michael was in the film the whole time. So Michael is who killed her parents. Michael is who she manifested. When people are in the room and they first try testing her, and you see a knife go through the door. That's Michael's kitchen knife. And the guy goes, he has no face. And the audience think, well, his face got ripped off. No, no, no. He has a pale, no face. Then when Rose is drawing, she's drawing Michael with his lapel and everything. So that was her monster the whole time versus Tina's monster.
It was a good twist.
Now that I tell you and you go back and watch it, you're going to see it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to like leave it so that you had to watch it a couple times to get it. Some people are like, well, people won't get it. I'm like, I don't care. I want it to be a little different. You know.
Well, those are the best movies too. That if it's put out in front of you, and then you watch it for the second time, and you pick up on, it, you're like, oh, all right, here you go. That's what was the original intent or whatever. That's,
I still pick up things from The Thing. You know,
dude,
I mean,
The Thing, man. That's just a cinematic like masterpiece. It really is. You know, and also I feel like Tarantino, a lot of it in The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
You know, you could see elements of The Thing in that. And it was
music,
think
the
about
music.
it. The music is phenomenal, and it took them all these years to finally give an Oscar to Marcone.
Yeah,
Like-
just them. They're going down a hall in the middle of Antarctica. Nothing's going on. Doom, 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 doom. Just that keeps you in, keeps you scared. Yeah,
Dude,
it's so
so
genius,
good.
simple but great.
And think about it, like when that first came out, the critics shit all over that movie.
Lost money, everything.
Everything. And then it
Yeah.
became a cult classic, and it's one of the greatest. I feel it's one of the greatest sci-fi horror movies ever.
Ever. Shawshank Redemption lost like half its money too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's another picture I'm showing right here. You said part 4 was your favorite, right? Dude,
I
this is
said-
so
I said-
good.
I ended up partying with her. We were VIP later, me and Terry at the Ice Nine Kills concert. She was right next to me. And when I met her, she goes, "You're Peter Anthony." And I'm like, "What?"
What?
And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, you know me?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh my God." So we took that picture. Every time I take a photo picture, I always do different. With Kane, part 8, I made him pick his mask up. I had the little walkie and I did that. So I asked her if I could stare at her ass. Is that okay? And she could hold the mask because you're supposed to hold the mask. So I say, "Is that okay?" And she said, "Yeah." I thought it came out pretty good.
Dude, it came out awesome, and she still looks amazing.
Oh, dude, amazing.
Like day one. You remember
She's
her,
60.
Tony? She's 60?
She's 59. Yeah.
Wow. You ever see? She's in like Weird Science. She's like one of the girlfriends in Weird Science.
She's also Ninja
in
3.
Which one? Ninja 3?
Yeah, American
Yeah.
Ninja 3.
Right.
I think so. Yeah.
Judy Aronson. Yeah, man. She's. I met her. One of her first conventions, she did a Monster Mania about like 15 years ago, and I even said it to her. I'm like, "Do you age? Like it's unbelievable." And she still looks the same as she did then 15 years ago. From like,
And like minimal makeup. She doesn't have a lot of face work done.
she's a natural. She's just naturally beautiful.
Yeah, she is. That was a great picture. I like my list is part 4, part 6, and part 2. Those are my 3 favorites.
That's probably the same for me. An honorable mention, part X and 5.
Yep.
I like 5 because I feel 5 is the most underrated.
Yeah. The only reason why 5 gets the shit, because I remember specifically how I felt when I watched 5, because it pissed me off. It was the last mask I would ever get, and then I talked myself into it, only because they lied. You know what I'm saying? Because Michael, part 3, he's not in it. Yeah, but you never thought he was going to be in it. And I just didn't like. I wish in 5 they just kept it really Jason.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody else. It would have been great. The music's great. It's scary. The score
The actors
is
are
great.
great.
Actors are great. Yeah. I mean, Melanie looked phenomenal.
Melanie's awesome. Like Melanie still, again, I met her at her first convention. I was her first autograph she ever signed at a convention. She still remembers me. Like we're friends on Facebook. Like every time, like, I'm going to be at this convention. Please come and say hello. Like I finally was able to introduce Zozo to her, and
great,
she's a sweetheart, man.
He's a tiny
Dude,
little
tiny, right?
tiny dude. Yeah.
I know. And yeah, she's a bbig fan of 80s metal, which, that's my thing. So it was pretty cool, like the conversations that we've had. But yeah, she's a sweetheart.
When we're the same age, bro. We were like teenagers then. That scene when she has the white shirt on in the rain, dude. That hit different when you were a teenager. Like, oh, what's going on right here?
I know. Absolutely, dude. Yeah.
Reggie was great. I thought everybody was great,
Yeah, I like part 5 a lot. So
Yeah, it's sad that the mom died, the trailer park mom there.
Junior, come and eat your fucking slop. She just died, Carol Ocatel. Yeah, man.
He heard me, Mom.
He heard me.
Ron Sloan, he's a good dude.
Oh, there, man. They had a reunion with all of them and stuff, and she was going in and out of Ethel the whole weekend, yelling at him and stuff, and they were great together.
Did you play the video game?
Yes, the one on what did I have it for?
Friday 13th, dude. They did the part 5 map. Her stew was in there,
right?
The kitchen and everything. Oh,
yeah,
it
it
was
was
great,
so
dude.
good.
Yeah.
What did I have that on? I had it on because Zozo has it now. Nintendo Switch.
Switch, yeah.
Yeah,
They even had the backhoe there that hits them and everything. They had all that in there.
What's the deal with that? They said they're not producing any more of it, or
They're not supporting it anymore.
Yeah,
so
some bullshit.
Yeah, the end of I think December of this year or something like that. I mean, they had a good run, bro. You know what, 5-6 years?
I hope they get their shit together with this whole lawsuit that's going on. I don't know. I haven't heard anything lately, but
Well, it's over because they're making the Peacock show. They just
Okay.
haven't released it because I don't know why, because the strike. I think.
because of the strike or whatever. Wow. Imagine now it's going to be held up because of that, because now they backed out of their talks now.
Yes.
So that's
I
going to
told
be
people that they're gonna, as much as the studios are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And I get it. The actors don't get. So back in the day, you did a show, it played on ABC, you got residuals.
right.
Well, now these movies stream or go somewhere else, the actors get nothing. But movies don't make money anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so hard to have a movie blockbuster. So studios are losing, the people are losing. Nobody wants to compromise.
That's why the films like for A24, they're coming through, and now A24 just got the rights for Halloween.
They have Halloween and F-13, right?
Dude, that's
Doesn't Miramax
fucking
have both?
crazy. Yes,
Yeah, unbelievable.
I
Imagine
know.
if they did that. Holy shit!
I know. Bring those two together. That'd
Bro,
be sick.
I don't care how bad it is. I'm first in line.
No, of course, man.
Yeah.
Why not? Dude, it's a horror fan's wet dream to have those two franchises in the same
That's
house.
why I did it in Rosebud. I just
Right.
hey man, it's a fan film. I got to do it. I can get away with it.
You never know, man. Maybe you sparked the brain of
Oh,
them.
That would be great. They need real fans. That's what
They
bothers me about
do.
Halloween,
Let's
the
be
Halloween,
honest, bro.
2018. Man, I got that up there in the top probably 3-4 Halloween films. Then Kills. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. Then Ends. Again, the movie itself is a good movie, but man, they made Michael look like a bitch.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? I feel like they were going for a different kind of like how Halloween 3, they went different route. So I hated it the first time I saw it. But then because of Peacock, I went the first night to see it in the movies on Thursday.
And
Then I
can't
watched
watch
it again on Peacock the next night. And I was like, you know what? This ain't so fucking bad. Now I really like it. I like the elements of.
It's a good film. This is
yeah.
how I rated it. Overall, as a film, shot, production, sound, acting, I have it as an 8. As a Halloween film, I probably had it at a 5. But here's the truth: as a Michael film, it's got to be a 0 or 1. The fact that the dude, a geeky band kid, goes into his lair and beats him hand to hand and steals his mask. No real Michael fan ever wanted to see that.
No.
That's the part that really sucked.
It made him human.
Yeah. When in Kills, he was subhuman. He was about like the first time ever in Kills all the firemen. He shot, he stabbed, he still lived. Like you were going this way with him, trajectory, and then you brought him back. I just don't understand.
And he was missing fingers.
Yeah. It's almost like Ends should have happened in the beginning or in the middle.
Yeah. Well, they just shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe make it. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't have ended like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
no,
shitty way to. It's a shitty way to end a big coming so strong with Halloween 18. Yeah.
And with the last Jamie Lee Curtis and all that,
Oh, dude, I'm so
he didn't
pissed
go to
off.
age 45.
No, I'm so pissed off at her right now for that. You
And
live
Sean
right
Clark
down
talked
the
about it.
fucking block, dude. Like John Carpenter came. She could have, you know what? Even if she didn't want to come, make a little video and just be like, listen, I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I'm not going to make it, but I don't. And I said this last week on my podcast, and this is all hearsay, but I've heard some insider shit, and I heard that she said yes and canceled like between 5 and 6 times over the course of a month going to H45. So I would have hated to be those promoters putting that together and dealing with that shit.
Sean Clark admitted it. Sean Clark said that he had her And what happened? She won an Oscar for right everything everywhere all at once. He said it live. I can't believe he said it. After she won the Oscar, everything changed, and then she ended up not going.
Well, look, I can't speak for Sean Clark. I'm not friends with Sean Clark. I don't hate Sean Clark, but from what I heard, she treated Sean Clark like a fucking dick. Like she really fucked him over, and I feel bad for him, you know. And like I said, like I don't. This is not me trying to gain brownie points for him or anything, but from what I heard, and if it's true, it's really shitty what she did. Man.
Well, I feel bad for the fans.
I do too. Dude, you
They're
know what?
They're all old. They're not going to be together again.
I'm not. I can't. The first rule about a convention, you can't go just for one person. But me going to these conventions for so long, I've met fucking almost everyone that I've wanted to meet. I really went with the purpose of H45 to meet Jamie Lee Curtis. And, you know, it was a disappointment, but I didn't let it ruin my weekend because I still met some other people that I haven't met before. Dude, Kathleen Kinmont from Part 5 was fucking so nice. She looked so great, you know. It was an awesome weekend. I didn't do that. No, I went to a show. Well, a couple of my friends did. They said that was a pretty cool experience. Tom Atkins had the line of the weekend, though. Him and Nick Castle, because they did that figure for him that's going for like $700 on eBay right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know why she wouldn't want to go back and just reminisce with people from the movies. Do you remember a few years ago when Halloween 2018 came out, and Danielle and Taylor Scott Compton said that she didn't even recognize them at one of the reunions?
She treated them like shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
Especially those two carried your legacy. Like they continued the series. I honestly don't think if it wasn't for them that Halloween would be as big as it is now. You know what I mean?
Especially Danielle.
Dude, those movies, Part 4 and Part 5, are strong sequels.
Right.
Even, you know, as much as they're 90s and some of it's kind of eye-rolling, I remember that Halloween 4 was the first movie I saw of the series in the movie theater.
I love 4. I don't like the mask in 4, but I love the movie.
Oh, no, the mask is for shit, and the mask in Part 5 is even worse.
Yeah.
The masks
is
get
4
bad.
On the cover of 4, it has the original mask.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't use that. That's probably some like trademark bullshit.
Is 5 or is that 6 is the witch one?
What, Season of the Witch?
No, they call it the witch one because like his nose is kind of hooked and bent over and it comes out of his shirt.
That's that's Part 5.
It's 5, okay, yeah.
It's like long.
Yeah. Really white looking. And,
yeah. And then 6, it looks like he got Botox.
Yeah. Then there's the one. Is it 4 where they're in the school and he comes out? He's got blonde hair.
Yeah. He's got a like an LA dude.
Dude, on Vengeance and in Roseblood, I had 4 or 5 different masks with different damages and everything like that. This is a fucking indie film. Super low budget. I don't understand how there's not 10 of those motherfuckers sitting on set. It blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Like even like you look back at all those high budget films back in the day, they only had one mask or like one that's in existence. You know, it's crazy.
Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, only one ladder. Right. Imagine if the thing broke. They admitted it. They're like, yeah, we only had one ladder.
Unbelievable. But it's such an epic fucking match, you know? Epic. Dude, that's another... I'm going to bring you back on, dude. We could talk wrestling for fucking 2 episodes.
I watched Hart and Stone Cold last night, WrestleMania 13, before I went to sleep.
Oh, awesome. Dude, I just watched a great interview with Bret Hart, and he was talking about how Hogan kind of shit on him.
Oh, yeah. I saw it.
And all these stories you hear about Hulk Hogan, I loved him growing up, and I still do. But, man, he was really a piece of shit to everyone.
He lies, bro, so much.
So bad. Yeah, that he didn't want to put him over, and he said he was going to, and all this shit. And he blamed Vince, and Vince blamed Hulk, and, like, it was like they were a married couple. No, he did it. No, he did it.
Yeah. The problem with Vince is that Hogan did draw more. So he's kind of stuck in a hard place, you know?
Yep. Well, that was his thing. He had to appease the Hulk.
Right.
So, all right, bro. Well, I'm gonna. I got to do some plugs and everything, but Pete, I really appreciate your time, man. You have any plugs you want to say before we wrap this episode up?
No, just the Laugh Indiegogo. It's got like a week left on it. It's only the pre-production look. We're gonna do a huge like $100,000 one after the trailer comes out. This is just to support the trailer. So we're shooting 5 days for like part of the movie, and the trailer, and then we're gonna come out with the big one, with the bigger name actors and so on and so forth. But yeah, if you just go to Indiegogo Laugh the motion picture, you can go there. I'm gonna send those side probably, if not late tonight, tomorrow to you, and then go over it with Zozo, and then we can have a FaceTime, and then if everything's good, I'll have my dialect coach get with her.
Oh, dude, I really appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. And
she's someone who deserves it. That's what I want to see, that kind of person.
Thank you, dude. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, man, because it's all about everything I do is for my kid. So, I mean, for her to be involved, I know she'd be so excited. Even to be considered for me, I'm excited. Yeah. So that means a lot to me, man. I do appreciate your time tonight, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks a lot, bro.
See you, man.
Take care. Wow, that was a great episode with Peter. I want to just plug a couple of things, and we'll tuck Tony in and get him to bed. Guys, we have a big cool beer. Mr. Beery's a horror con coming up. It's next week, next Saturday. Aliska Hahn is going to be there. We just signed Ron Milkey from the original Friday the 13th. There's a new start time. It's at 12 p.m. So there's going to be a bunch of vendors there. My friend Christina is going to have cornicello, which is Italian cuisine. She just gave us a little teaser of what she's going to be serving. And sausage and peppers is one of the things. So we have some awesome pasta there too. And that's only the beginning of the night. Then Kevin Mundy's going to go on, which he's an awesome bartender, but he's also a very talented actor. He's going to do some horror shorts going on at 5 o'clock. And then after that, it's Tom Bennett's big 50th birthday with Cover Me Bad is going to be headlining. My band, who's formerly known as Death Proof, formerly known as Planet Terror, and formerly known as Norma and Masturbates. We'll be naming ourselves that night again. We're going to be performing. It's going to be an awesome night. Next Saturday, the 21st. Tickets are $15 in advance and I believe $20 at the door. Make sure you check that out. Guys, I also want to give a shout out to my other sponsor, Cloud 8 Delta 8. Something Wicked This Way Comes. There's another picture, Tony, that I shared with you. It's like right next to that one. That other one. Yes, that's the one. Something Wicked This Way Comes. You got to join the Boo Crew and hop aboard Cloud 8's Ghost Train Haze. Combining citrus and pine, Ghost Train Haze will amp up your Halloween spirit. There's also a zombie OG enriched with blackberry and lavender, and Cloud 8 Zombie OG is sure to light you up like a jack-o'-lantern. So they have a bunch of new Halloween flavors on display. And again, it is also used for medicinal purposes. Go to cloud8delta8.com, use Primal 10, get 10% off your order, and thanks Cloud 8 Delta 8 for sponsoring the Primal Scream podcast. I also have 2 shows coming up. The first being the 28th of the month at the Raven in Worcester. I am opening for the Flatliners. It's going to be an awesome show. Fury, he's the one that's promoting it. He's also performing. Make sure you come and check it out. It's going to be my second hip-hop act gig. It's going to be dope. I love it. Can't wait. That's going to be Saturday, October 28th. And also next month, I believe it is Friday, November 18th. That is at November 17th. I always fuck that up.
You did that last week?
I did that last week too. Patty Dodge has been putting on some great shows. And finally, Demon Scar and her are working together. We're going to be going to Sinclair's in West Babylon. Graces of Chaos, Hostile Intent, and there is
Resist the temptation.
Resist the Temptation. They're going to be there as well. Friday, November 17th, 2023. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. That's going to probably be Demon Scar's last gig for 2023. So make sure you come and check that out. We have new songs that we have been playing out and testing the waters on. And that's about it. Guys, what a great show. Can't wait to see you next week because I'm sure I'll have more to talk about. This week I'm going to Famous Monsters with Zozo. It's going to be awesome. Great weekend. We're going to go meet the Osbournes. Ozzy, Jack, Sharon, and Kelly. And I believe Kane Hodder is going to be there as well. So it's always good to go see him. Until next week, I'm Nick Graystone, and you're not. See you later.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The Nizza. Each week, Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by Demon Scar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later.